What up, though, everybody, and welcome to Lions Nation Unite. My name is Spencer Axter. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you know. We truly appreciate you. Lions Nation Unite is a platform created by Herman to bring different Lions content creators from all walks of life together to put out great content for your favorite football team. Now, not just YouTube, but you can find us on Instagram, X, YouTube, obviously, and Facebook. So make sure you follow Lions Nation Unite on all different platforms. And if you want some of the best merch in the game, go to lionsnationunite.com. We got the best selection of wearables. So make sure you go check it out at lionsnationunite.com. Now I want to talk about something. Obviously, we're doing a lot of draft recap, and surprise, surprise, Brad Holmes' latest draft, his 2025 class, has been up for debate from Lions fans and from experts everywhere. Some people say that he reached too much. Some people say, like if you're Austin Mock of The Athletic, that he reached on all three of his top 70 picks. But I think the one that is really not sitting well with half of the fan base or most of the experts is the Isaac TeSlaa pick. Obviously, Isaac TeSlaa, the former Hillsdale College standout, goes to Arkansas from Michigan. A Michigan guy goes to Arkansas. He's a wide receiver. Everything on paper makes you fall in love with him. He's 6'4", excuse me. He's got a 4.4 40. He's about 210 pounds. He's got a 40-inch vertical and has zero career drops. This guy has just an insane catch radius with his size, with his athletic ability, and with his hands. He is a quarterback's wet dream. Now, it was thought that maybe the Lions reached at him, getting him at 70, but that in itself has been debunked. We're going to break down the two things. So the two things that people don't like, they think that Isaac TeSlaa was a reach at 70. He could have been there in the fourth or fifth rounds, which is not true. And then the other one is the amount of capital that the Detroit Lions gave up to move up with Jacksonville to get TeSlaa. People think that that was a little too much to give up. Obviously, giving up 2 future third-round picks and this year's third-round pick to move up in the third round, about 32 spots, and get a couple late-round draft picks for next year. People think that that was too much. I'm not mad if that's your line of thinking. I do think that is a little much, but I believe Brad went to get his guy. We'll start on the reach part. People say he was a reach. People say that, oh, you could have got him in the fourth round, the fifth. Why would you take somebody who'd be there in the fifth round, in the third round? Anybody that says that doesn't know what they're talking about. And it was made obvious when reports came out by Jeremy Fowler, ESPN's senior NFL insider, saying that all three teams after the Jacksonville pick, when you look at Buffalo, when you look at New Orleans, and when you look at Denver, I believe Buffalo was 71, New Orleans was 72, and Denver was 74. All of them loved Isaac TeSlaa. All of them had pre-draft workouts that went fantastic with Isaac TeSlaa. And obviously they would, because if you bring in a 6'4" receiver who runs a 4.4, has a 40-inch vertical, and doesn't drop anything, he's going to make a lot of people happy when you bring him in for a workout. So that debunked right there. He would have been there in the fourth or fifth rounds. No, he was not making it out of the third round. You had a lot of teams that wanted him. You had a lot of different scouts that said when he came and worked out with our teams, whether it be the Buffalo Bills, the New Orleans Saints, or the Denver Broncos, who were, again, 71, 72, and 74, they all loved him. He killed the workout with all of them. One of those teams would have picked him. And on top of that, my cohort, Easy, made a very good point on Woodward Sports, Woodward Heavyweights, 5 to 7, Monday through Friday. Make sure you check it out. He said that the value of a third-round pick is kind of diminishing. Now, when I look at that, he's got a good point. It's not that this guy isn't talented enough to be a third-round pick. It's not that this guy isn't a quality player or anything like that, but those middle round guys, when you look at guys that are, in their third year in college, that are good but not great, would definitely be a mid-round pick, whether it be third or fourth round, instead of going and coming out for the NFL draft, they're opting to stay in school because they can make so much more money in those NIL deals than they would if they signed their contract as a third-round pick. So would I go into the NFL and be a third-round pick, or go play for UCLA and make $5 million next year being the man on campus? Obviously, you're going to stay in school. So that is something to factor in. But with that aside, teams wanted TeSlaa. You look at Jeremy Fowler. You don't believe me? Whatever. I'm Spencer. I'm just a big idiot who talks about sports. Jeremy Fowler. Don't believe me. Believe him. Senior NFL insider for ESPN says Saints, Broncos, and Bills all loved TeSlaa, and all three of them were in that mid-70s range. So the Lions had to move up in front of those guys if they wanted to get their guy, and that's exactly what Brad Holmes did. Now you look at did he give up too much in the trade to make it happen? Did he go out there and give up too many picks to make it happen? And if you say that, if you think that 2/3 is too much to move up 32 spots in the, because that's what he did. It was 2/3 for a pick swap, for our third for their third, and 2/6 or whatever they got, 2 late round picks on that. But it was 2/3 to move up 32 spots in the second round, or in the third round, excuse me. There is some more information that came out on that as well. Jeff Risdon of Lions Wire reported that Mike Silver, excuse me, let me make sure I got that right. I messed it up last time. Is it Mike Silver? Yeah, Mike Silver. Okay. He was embedded. This is a quote from this is a quote from Jeff Risdon's article that Mike Silver was embedded in the Jaguars' war room, and he heard the Detroit Lions call in, asked to move up for 70 to get TeSlaa. They had their little negotiations. They talked about what they were going to do, and then the Jaguars hung it up. They'll think, we got to think it over. Almost immediately after they hung up the phone with Brad Holmes, who's calling? It is the Los Angeles Rams on the phone, saying, we will give you a second-round pick next year for pick number 70. A second-round pick next year for pick 70. Now, were they going to get TeSlaa? Were they not go? Nobody knows on that. It would make sense when you look at them losing Cooper Kupp, but they did just add Devontae Adams. So maybe not, they were going to get TeSlaa. But that doesn't change the fact that the Lions, if they wanted TeSlaa, would have to move in front of the Bills, the Broncos, and the Saints. So that makes the price of business go up. If the Rams are offering a second, the Lions are going to have to offer more, and that's where you see those 2/3 come into play. So the eventual trade that the Jacksonville Jaguars accepted was the one with the Detroit Lions, where they got the Lions' third-round pick this year. They got 2 third-round picks next year from the Lions, and they gave up pick number 70 and a couple of late-round picks. When you look at it like that, I don't know if that helps people stomach it more, but if you don't like it, you don't like it. I think you look at Isaac TeSlaa, and you cannot be mad with that pick where they got him. With what he is, with who he is, with what he can do, I think a third-round pick for a 6'4", 440, 40-inch vertical, best hands in the draft type of wide receiver is a steal. But I can understand people being upset with them giving up 2 third-round picks, because Easy, again, puts it very – I know he didn't do a great job articulating it the night of the draft, but he puts it very well that those third-round picks can be used to kind of get a guy at the deadline that would help you win a Super Bowl right now. You look what Zadarius Smith cost you. That was nothing. It was a 4th or a 5th round pick. I can't remember right now. You saw a guy like Jalen Ramsey go for a 3rd round pick. We saw George Pickens just go for a 3rd round pick. So what Easy wanted was a guy that would help you right now. He wants the F them picks attitude to be used for players that will help you win a Super Bowl right now. Now, if Isaac TeSlaa is that kind of guy has yet to be seen, but I believe that he will be a very, very good player for this Detroit Lions team for the entirety of his contract. Year 1, I think he will step in, and I think at the end of the year, we're going to start seeing him take snaps, take minutes, take drives away from Tim Patrick at that 3rd wide receiver spot, because I think that's how talented he is. And you got to remember, Johnny Morton is our offensive coordinator now. He likes to take shots down the field. He likes the vertical passing attack. You get a guy that's 6'4" and runs a 4.40, that's going to help out at that a lot. So if you were mad that, or if you thought that they reached on Isaac TeSlaa in the 3rd round, that he would have been there in the 4th or the 5th round, you are wrong. Because I just told you 71, 72, 74. Bills, Saints, Broncos. All of them wanted TeSlaa. All of them loved TeSlaa. One of them was going to get TeSlaa. So he was not making it past 75. If you are mad at what the Lions gave up to get him, I can't fault you for that. 2 third-round picks does seem like a lot, but you look at my last video, the last thing that I posted, Brad Holmes views his 3rd-round picks very differently than other GMs because of his ability to get guys that will play, to get impact NFL players in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds. He can use those 3rd-round picks expendably like that. And who am I to say the guy that has built arguably the best roster in football in 4 years, you don't know what you're doing with a draft pick? Would I like to see them give up a little bit less for TeSlaa? Yes. Do I love the pick? Yes. Both things can be true. But the one thing that matters is he's a Detroit Lion now. And there is going to be added pressure from the stupid fans about, oh, he better show out. He better show out or else what? What are you going to do? Oh, Brad Holmes, this pick, it puts Brad Holmes' job. Shut up. That is the dumbest, most self-entitled, spoiled fan base shit I've ever heard. Oh, if Brad Holmes gave up those 3rd-round picks and this guy doesn't work out, oh, what is he doing? He doesn't. Shut up. Look at what he's done in the draft. Look at what he's built in the draft. Nitpicking one pick in Broderick Martin, or putting an ultimatum that Isaac TeSlaa better be the best receiver in the NFL or Brad Holmes is in for it. You're stupid and you're spoiled. Get over yourself. Brad Holmes saw his guy. Brad Holmes went up. Brad Holmes got his guy before other GMs who wanted him and would have taken him had the opportunity to do so. I believe in Brad Holmes' talent evaluation. I like TeSlaa. Did I like that they gave up 2/3? No, but I'll suck it up because I know they got a good player. I think TeSlaa is going to be a stud for the Lions going forward. I'm excited at what he can do. Excited to see what he can do in this Johnny Morton offense. Appreciate you tapping in. Lions Nation Unite. I am Spencer Axter of the Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Follow Lions Nation Unite on all different social media platforms, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.